Hello YouTubers, this is just the second video, and as you saw in my last video I had a lot of bother with that crown and pinion shaft. It's basically knackered, the pinion shaft, and a second hand one is 1500 to 1700 quid, and I'm not paying that for a second hand shaft, and that's it. So I've been searching around everywhere, and this tractor is as rare as hen's teeth because it's like a 1455 and a 1255, and I've managed to find a burnt out one in a place in Ireland, and this here is the gearbox of it, and I've had it for 2,000 quid. Now it is expensive, but this one has got a different clutch setup on it. My other one had a normal setup. It's been burnt out though, this one, so it's going to need a lot of cleaning, and I don't know if it'll work. It should do, but we'll have to see really. It'll just, you know, sometimes you just got to roll with the punches and see if it'll work. So there we are, I've bought the blooming thing, and I'll give it a good clean up, and that front bit on the left hand side has got a turbo clutch on it. Instead of my original tractor, the one I've split, had a normal clutch setup. But this one is like a fluid flywheel, and when we go on to the next clip now, you'll see that the engine turns a fluid flywheel that then turns a clutch, so you haven't got the jolt. It's a very good system, but it wasn't on this tractor, you know, because this was an imported tractor from Italy, so I hope we can get it to work. Now I've had this part delivered, and that bit you're looking at there now, where the shaft is, the one bit of the turbo clutch hasn't come. They've split it at the wrong point, and it's missing the bit where it attaches to the engine, because the bell housing is different as well. So hopefully, well, you'll see later in the video, I do get hold of the parts, but it was a bloody job to struggle to get them all. So this video is basically explaining what is going to happen, and the video after is when we start putting it all back together. So I hope you'll bear with me on this when I watch through it, because it's quite interesting seeing the different parts and the different way the tractor was built compared to the way it's going to be. So it was two different clutch systems. So when we switch to the next bit, I'll start talking again, and see you again.
Hello YouTubers. Well, I spent yesterday afternoon getting everything ready here really to work on the trumpet housings, the rear trumpet housings off the old tractor here. And the four-wheel drive unit is over there, and various other bits and bobs are here. That's the old gearbox there. There. And I told you before, this is the half of the clutch unit. Now this is off the donor one, and we have got a bit of a problem here. I did mention it in the last bit. They have split this tractor and sent me only half of the turbo clutch, and the actual turbo clutch that is fastened to the engine is they've still got. I've got in contact with them and they're sending it to me, so that's a good thing. But basically there's a white bit there that's black, another section like that here that fastens to the engine block, and there's a white clutch section in there, turbo clutch section, like a fluid flywheel, and it's like a torque converter sort of thing to take up the jerk of things. Should be very good on you. So that's why this was it's a job for me to explain it until I get all the parts together to show you, but this was a double clutch model without a turbo clutch on it, a 2-pack. So you've got a PTO clutch and a normal clutch in one section, like I showed you in another video, but this is different to that. Anyway, as you know, this has been on fire, so I've looked in a couple of these holes here, which is, I don't think I can show you. Hold on. In there. Don't know if you can see it in, don't suppose. It's very dirty in there anyway. So we're going to have to take this half of the clutch section off to clean that out. And also down in here, even though everything here is okay, and that's a bit dirty, I know there, but there's so much mud and muck in the bottom here that we're going to have to clean this out thoroughly before we can do a lot more. This is going to end up causing trouble. So it's the same in here. These discoloured bit here is where it's got hot, and it's been out in the open a bit, I think. But there we are, you can't get around it. So what we're going to do is going to take these. This is inside here again. It's not too bad in the gearbox side actually. But we're going to take these bits off of four-wheel drive units and things like that. Can't actually remember what that is. Could be the PTO, can't remember now. And we're going to give it a thorough cleaning out. Now this bit is going to be boring. It's going to take me bloody days to do, so I probably won't video this, but I'll video this bit, getting this clutch off, and show you what it is inside there. I don't know myself yet, because when I changed the clutch on the last tractor, on this original tractor, it was a different setup to this, so I assume there's another clutch pack back there, but I don't know. So like I said, I'm basically going to spend days trying to clean this all up. So over and out. Hello Jude, this is the day after now, after I last saw you, and cockerel has to make a noise as normal. I've took off that section there, which is over there. There's a clutch on the back side of it, and I'm basically trying to clean out all this, because there'd been a fire obviously, and two little plastic sections had melted there and just got very dirty in here, so it's been a very awkward job. Still got quite a bit to clean out yet. Slight problem with this here. My I don't know if this is the PTO or the foot clutch. That one's seized. So that one's seized there. This one's moving okay, but that one's seized at the moment. I've been using a hoover to hoover out all the mess out of all these holes, which you can see. Oh, that's the way. This is a brilliant camera. You can see I'm trying my best to get it all out. Still got a bit more to do down in here yet, but good gearbox there anyway. It's a lot of a job to get it all clean, but not bad. It's coming along well. I've managed to clean most of this out. Like I said, I've done it with a hoover most of it. Oop, the light's gone off now. You see, that's the diff there. I can show you a bit better. On this, there's the new pinion, and this is the crown. Well, it's not new, but it's all working. You can see. Still got a good bit of work cleaning here yet. And this was heated a bit with the top off, so it's gone a bit rusty, so I'm just trying to clean that up. I don't want to put it back together and it not working correctly, you know what I mean? Because I've got enough work to do as it is with it. So there's a lot of work cleaning here at the moment, and I'm not going to progress too far. So I'll clean it up, and then the next step will be putting the trumpet hoses on the back with new handbrake pads on it. So that's the next job after I clean it up, okay? Hello YouTubers, just a bit of an update on this tractor. I've had a few problems with it. I've been doing some videos on all along, and I've got to the point where I was going to put the trumpet housings back onto the tractor. Now remember, these trumpet housings were off my original tractor and it was going on to the gearbox that was bought off the burnt out machine. Now when I went to put the trumpet housings on, these were wrong. Those shafts there were a different size to the shafts on there. There was a different diff setup in this burnt out gearbox back end that I bought. So of course I didn't have the trumpet housings then because they took off before it was sent here. So I was stuck a bit really. And also, if you remember, I didn't have the turbo clutch off the front here because they split it in the middle of the turbo clutch. Well anyway, here we are. Here's our big birthday present. Here's all the stuff here. Now these are the trumpet housings, the originals that were on the burnt out machine. They've been split, so there's the trumpet housing there, and whereas mine over there are in one big piece. This bit nearest here is the handbrake. This lot here is it being split, so that this goes into the trumpet housing again. But this shaft here, if you notice, is totally different. So this one will fit onto the tractor, the gearbox I put on, so we'll be alright now, hopefully. Also, we got the new bell housing that was on the original burnt out tractor, because that was different, and I was wondering what I was going to do. So we got the bell housing, you got the turbo clutch set up there. So that was what I was telling you was missing off there. So that turbo clutch goes in there. That assembly there, the clutch goes on. It's all one assembly. The normal clutch is there, and then the turbo clutch is where my hand is, and then you have that bell housing there that goes on, and then the engine. So we've got all the parts. We just got to put it all together. That's all now. There's a lot of work cleaning and things, and it doesn't look like all the bolts are there, which is going to be a royal pain in the arse. But I did ask him to send all the bolts, but I think he's only sent a few. So I'll let you know how I get on, and I'll show you the process.